At the heart of every MVC project is a class called MVC application, which can be found in the global.asax project file. This class inherits from the ASP.NET HTTP application class. HTTP application exposes a number of request lifecycle events that we can attach event handlers to and run our own code. Here you can see most of these events, which we glanced at earlier and we'll continue to discuss more in the next few lessons. So previously we discussed how the URL routing module maps incoming requests to a handler using the route table. This happens pretty early into the lifecycle, but it's still not quite the beginning. How does the route table get populated with routes to choose from in the first place? Well, the answer lies in two additional application level events, application start and application end. These two events run before and after any other events and allow our application to start or stop receiving requests. So every MVC application is brought to life by the application start event. This event fires when the application receives its first request. It also allows us to perform global configurations before anything else happens, which we can see in the default implementation here. In an MVC application, you can use this method for various tasks, like registering areas or applying global filters. Starting with MVC4, you can also register script and CSS bundles. Now, the most important use of this event is to register routes for the URL routing module to work with. The register routes method adds any routes that we define to a static collection on the route table class. This is the collection of routes that the URL routing module will try to match to incoming URLs. We need to define these routes before anything else happens so that the requests have something to be matched against. Each of these routes also needs to have an associated route handler class. The route handler will provide ASP.NET with an HTTP handler that will actually process the incoming request after it's been matched to a route. So where does this route handler come from, and how is it associated with these routes? We don't see any mention of a route handler in this code. Well, that can be easily explained by our demo in the next lesson, where we'll inspect the code a little more closely. For now, just remember that the routes are registered with the route table inside the application start event before any other lifecycle events happen. So the MVC application class also exposes a method called application end. You can probably guess what this event does. It fires when our application stops and then no more requests can be received. This event fires if the application is intentionally shut down, but there's no guarantee it'll fire if the application crashes or something like that. In my experience, it's pretty rare to use this event, but if you want to run any tasks before an application completely shuts down intentionally, this is a good place to do it. We won't be doing much with the application end event in this course, but I did want to make you aware of it. In the next lesson, let's gain a better understanding of how routes and their handlers are applied during application start by examining our code examples a little more closely.